Hey everybody, welcome to another drive-by. You got me, the walking picker, and then you got some guy over here on the left that forgot who I was last night.
I know. I didn't even, like I said, I didn't even know until you told me that I had forgotten. So I forgot you, man. But, I honestly didn't forget you. It was probably that I was preoccupied doing something and couldn't remember your damn name at the time. That happens. I don't even remember my own name most of the time. So.
Oh yeah, like I say, considering we've been doing shows together now for over 6 months.
Yeah.
We're already over past the 200 video mark, and you started at the 150th.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well.
So,
refresh and get a damn YouTube survey. What? A show with L.A. Mike.
yeah, he refreshed like you said to, and he got an ad for a survey. Have you seen this ad in a recently type of thing? Well,
gotcha.
Before we get into my rant and my topic, I'm gonna do my little mini haul. But before I even do that, the hotel.
You froze.
Oh, I was gonna say no.
You froze. Okay, so I didn't hear you.
God dang it! I said that you weren't at the hotel tonight like you were last night.
Correct. I drove home, so I got my work done early and decided to haul my hashes home, so I could get back for this this wonderful rant video from Chris. He's gonna blow some steam, guys. Just be careful.
Well, we'll see. But first, before I even get into that, I'm going to get into the haul. And no, since I knew it was asked last night of you, none of my 2 items have not sold. I actually went from an auction to a good show canceled on one of the hats. So we'll see what happens with my 2 items. The wife figured out she's going to split up her items, so she actually took pictures of it all tonight while I was out. And Dwayne, you said you have 22 watchers or something like that?
No, like 2 watchers and 22 views. I wish I had 22 watchers. I might actually I might be doing well if I had 22 watchers. So
well, everybody knows about my $180 something thrift that we did. And if you don't, go back and watch it. But I sold one of the items that we bought that night. I sold it on Facebook for $5. So I was like, okay. And I got my $5. I can go check out that store again. And the wife found $5 in her pocket. She gave me it. She wanted me to go get Fire King, but I saw advertising on the back of the Fire King I wanted. I said, not knowing this company that was advertising, I didn't want to risk it.
Mm-hmm.
So I went and got some mugs.
Very good.
And this is a co-op type of place. I found that out when I asked the manager, the guy that was running it today, because I was trying to build up rapport and get him to get to know me type of thing since I just saw him the other week. And he had an eBay account up on his other computer. Well, I asked him about the different numbers, and he said, yeah, we have different dealers here. So, first, we have a Bugs Bunny mug by Gibson for Looney Tunes. So,
very nice.
All these mugs I paid $2 for plus tax. So, next is a Hershey's chocolate makes life bearable with all theirs.
Nice.
What was that?
I said nice.
Oh, you didn't say that earlier when I showed it to you.
Well, I think it's sappy, but it'll probably sell okay.
And if you see anything in the comments, chat, let me know, Dwayne.
I will. I will. I will. They're just saying hello to each other.
And the last two are actually a pair, so I'll just show one. And that is a Monopoly pair get out of jail type of mug. The
Nice.
one
Steven Scroggins wanted to know if that mug does say WB on it. I'm guessing the Bugs Bunny mug.
No, it said Looney Tunes on it.
Looney Tunes, okay.
It was Gibson. It was marketed by Gibson. If you look above the Gibson, you'll see the Looney Tunes logo.
Very good. Okay. Yep.
So, like I said, yeah, on the inside, I can't. So if you're not gonna be able to read it. It said there's a little sticker on it that said $62.
Okay, so that's consigner 62.
All right, that's what my guess is. And there were others that had like number 69, had a couple of cups that I looked at. They were Mickey and Minnie cups, but they wanted $5 and $4, and I'm like, she has the phone doing her pictures today. I couldn't necessarily just look it up, and especially after I saw that he had eBay up. Well, I know they would have already done all that research trying to list. I don't know how they work their deals out with the eBay store and stuff like that. He might be doing that separate than the actual store.
Right, right. Everybody is saying that I cannot sell mugs to save my butt. I cannot give away coffee mugs. I sell them, but wow, they're slow sellers. So,
yeah, I bet they're slow sellers, but that's why I'm trying to find different. Instead of going for this Bueno stuff, I went for the bugs. I went for the Monopoly. I went for something that wasn't like in the past. I've gone for like regular boat bugs and stuff like that, which aren't selling. They've been up for over a year. So,
right.
And if anything, like I said, I got them for $2. I can start them at an auction at $5 or something like that, just to see if I can get them moving.
Right.
Now, here's the rant part of the situation. After I got this stuff, I told you all about that thrift store, well, antique store. I call it a thrift because what antique store has things for $2? First of all,
right.
So I went over to. I didn't know what time it was. I figured out I'll kill a little time. If I had to wait another hour, I'll wait another hour. But I went to across the street from the library was another store called. Actually, I'm not going to name the name because I'm not going to give them publicity for the good for how bad he was. First, I walk in. There's nobody else there. I don't see anybody in the store. I walk around. I went to look at some stuff, and then I turned around. And I was saying to myself, "Okay, I'm here by myself. Nobody's sitting anywhere to make sure nobody comes in and takes anything." So he had video game machines sitting on the floor and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, I hear, "You got any questions?" coming from the back room. And I said, "Well, I want to know about these two games here." So that's non-sealed games in one area. They had sealed games in another case. Well, first of all, they had two Monopoly games. One was $10.99, and then the other one was next to it. I don't know exactly which one it was, but it was a Monopoly Star Wars game board. Sealed. So I asked originally for both of them, and he said 180. But if you have I give you a deal if you pay cash.
180?
Yeah. In this town, they want 180 for a sealed Star Wars game. I looked it up when I got home, and I went by
$180?
Huh?
$180?
Yes. And I don't know what one it was because it was that. You know how usually you can see the face. They put most places put the name, like the Star Wars. They showed the characters on it, so you can see what one it is. If it's episode 1 or whatever type of thing. They didn't have that. It was the long way, so all I saw was the end with Star Wars Monopoly. So I'm like, $180? Nope. I came home after the fact and looked it up. I went by highest price, and I saw a couple that were at 200 on eBay. Active.
Jeez, that's crazy.
And then it drops all the way from 200 to under 100. Plus shipping. So I don't know what's going on there. Then I kept walking around, and I saw in the non-sealed section, he said, if you have any questions, just let me know. So he went back into back room. Well, I find like unsealed. I'm assuming it was full because we tried checking it out, and this is part of where the problem was. Marvel Deluxe 2 CD or 2 DVD Phoenix game. He had it for $4.
Right.
Right next to it was an unsealed, unpackaged, no package around it. And I know it's a dead item right now, but I still looked at it. I was thinking about, heck, I might take a chance or whatever. A gold Yahtzee. For people that remember that. So I asked him, excuse me. He's like, yeah. I said, do you take PayPal? I figured. I didn't think of to say, do you take cards? And I knew I figured I was gonna. I only had $2 left in my wallet after the other store. So I didn't want to just try using my card to pay for a $3.50 item. So I was trying to find at least something to bump it closer to 10. Because I didn't know if you can have a limit of how much you had to spend or anything like that. As I'm looking at, and I brought over the game. I said, "Is it full? It's complete." He's like, "Well, why don't you look at it and find out?" So he had me open it and do all his work that he should have been known already what's in there. So I'm looking at it, and I started thinking about what I was doing. Apparently, he just started doing something on his phone. Next thing I know, I'm still debating if I'm going to get it. He asked me once then, he goes, "So are you going to buy anything?" I said, well, and I was still trying to explain my situation. I said, I only have this much. I need to know I'm going through things in my head for the budget for the house, and do I have money to play? How much money do I really have to play with to buy something at a tester? Well, on the sticker, it said $4. As I'm still looking at it, and I closed it back up, I'm still debating it, because it's $7.50, if there's going to be a charge, maybe $10, I'll have to eat that $1.50, whatever, or $2.50, whatever. Next thing I know, the sticker's coming off. He's taking the sticker off the game in front of me and putting a new sticker on at $6.99 in front of me. He repriced it
from $4 to $6.99.
Yes. Wow. I was the only person in the store. It's not like he was having people knock down his door to get in.
That's nuts, man.
So I'm sitting there, and I was still thinking out loud to myself, okay, I have this. Do I really want to do that? He's like, so are you going to buy anything or not? And I said, I'm still thinking. And by this time, the third time, he finally came up the ground again. He said, so are you going to buy anything or not? I said, no. And I started walking. He's like, fine, I'll put these things back. I got the bag, and I walked out. I was trying to say, some way to treat a potential customer. What if I did want to spend the money and come back and get that $180 game? If I ever had $100 or less, maybe it could have worked a deal out, and I could have made some money. But the way he treated me, one trip, here he lost my business. I'll go to try finding any other stores around there and not do it.
Absolutely, man. I mean, when you get treated like that bad publicity, all you have to do is start saying, tell people around that, and his business will suffer because if he treats you that way, he probably treats everybody that way. So yeah, I would have just walked out. I'd been like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm out. Oops. Sorry, guys. See, here it's your rant and I'm the one dropping the F-bomb. What's up with that? Sorry, guys.
So that's the basically Rant. Is if you're gonna have a store, whether it's a flea market, a co-op, any place you might be working for some, even if you're helping out the person that owns the co-op. Like I know there's some antique malls or whatever that you have to work X amount of days as part of the group.
Mm-hmm.
Think about how you'd want to be treated when somebody else is maybe they may be having in hiring, and yeah, it might be a trick trying to get lower money, whatever, on the bill on the deal, but still, how many times have you having hard trying to get thinking about what you're going to do?
Oh, I do it all the time, of course. I mean that's part of deciding whether you're going to buy something.
Exactly. And so when he did that, I just walked out, and I said, I don't know how if he heard me because I don't know where he went after I walked out. But I had said, he lost my business. I say it to myself, and there was nobody else around.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I wouldn't have. Yeah. And seeing that, like you're going to say, you know, or like you said, that bad customer services will follow you. I mean, even that one time, say he was just in a bad mood, but he really turned you off on that whole thing. But he has no idea who you are or how many people you know, or you know, that you know people in a reseller community or whatever. But just that bad publicity could really hurt his business. And us as resellers, we have to think about that kind of stuff. You know, just because you're having a bad day, that doesn't mean, you know, you really have to be careful that what you say may come back to bite you later, for sure.
And I told the wife the story, and she's like, well, I want to go back. She's talking about going back, not knowing that, so he wouldn't know that she knew me or anything, and see how she got treated too. But I'm like, no, I don't even want to risk putting any money into his pocket after the way I got treated.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Like, I felt like I got treated more like a kid than anything else, and I'm like trying to just decide. At one point, like I said, the gold Yahtzee game, he had it $3.50. So when he said second time when he said, "Are you going to buy anything?" I said, "No, I only have $2." And that's when I decided I was not going to use my PayPal card to buy a $3.50 handheld game. Right. I got paid cash for that instead of. That's why I was trying to build it up at least over 5, so I'd have a reason to pay with the PayPal.
And then, going on, Grumpy said you should have pulled out a stack of hundreds and then just walked away. That would have been seriously right in your face.
Yeah, well, if I had hundreds, I don't think I'm going in there humming and hawing over. I would have bought that $100 game for $90.
Right.
But the point is, the way he treated me, and I said, all I have is $2 left in my wallet at this time.
Mm-hmm.
He was going to say something, and he turned over the game, and he goes, "Well, this is too much for you." That's what really got to me. I said, then he asked the third time, "So are you going to buy anything?" I said, "No." I grabbed my bag and walked away, and that's when he's like, "Well, I guess I'll put this away." So
yeah, that's. I'm sorry to hear that, man. That really is. That's just bad business right there. I mean, I really do hope some people in the chat are saying, you know, karma, let it come back on him, and you know, I hope it does, because you know, you just don't treat. I mean, you don't normally treat people that way. Why would you treat somebody that's giving you money? You know.
See what Mr. Sadie says.
You obviously didn't know who he's dealing with. Oh. Yeah, there you go. See? He's kind of a big deal, right?
Krillin,
so, yeah.
I only had X amount of money in my pocket. I was trying to figure out what I was going to do. That's why I told him. But I wasn't going to use a card for more than. And I think he was either the manager or the owner, the way he was in the back working.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tanya.
Yeah, you
sorry.
You were way nicer than I would have been. So I probably would have come unglued on him. So, but you know, that's me. I can be like that. You're just too nice of a guy. He'll just take your money elsewhere.
10K. Chris said he'll buy a bug from me right now for a full F-bomb.
There you go, man. Come on, you can do it.
I know I can do it. I've done it before.
Well, I know you have. Everybody in the chat, man.
Really calmed down after a while. That's why I told you, I told Chad, I told Chris Nice. So I kind of mellowed out a little bit.
Yep. Come on, everybody in the chat. Double dog dare him. You know, we might get an F-bomb out of him.
So it wasn't a pawn shop. I don't want to call it a thrift store because of the pricing. Like some of the prices were low, but I mean, like I said, he had $180 Star Wars Monopoly game. So how am I going to judge what type of store it is when you have, and the name of it says pre-loved? That's the beginning of the name of the store. So anybody from Pueblo will probably know where it is on the north side, further north than me. Well, not north, I should say on a different part of town, not on the south side. So.
Very good. Let's see. Oh, everybody just coming on in.
Want to come in and give us your opinion on this? Maybe give us another story that something happened to you, what you did when somebody treated you the same way.
I went Arnold Schwarzenegger on their ass. Yeah, that one time I was in jail. No, I'm just kidding. Hey, somebody come on in and talk to Chris's subject here. Yeah, exactly, Sadie, right? You just gotta, sometimes you just gotta cut loose. Open that can of whoop ass and just let her rip.
And I'm sure if he asked me one more time, if I kept walking around or I was still thinking about it, then I might have said something like, "You got somewhere else to be?"
It looks like Todd wants to come in because he's asking where's the link. He obviously doesn't remember about our little technical glitch a couple weeks ago. So.
Okay, you want to send it to him?
No. You'd send it. It would take me forever to figure out how to do it. I always do it wrong. So.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, I know, right? Lonnie says I've been hanging around with kinetic energy too much. I know. He's rubbing off, man. But then again, you know, Mike, he's a nice guy. He just, you know, he just has a loose cannon. So, Chris Dwayne, I bet he already had it listed on eBay. Yeah, it might be true.
I didn't see a computer around, so unless he's doing it on his phone type of thing while he's at that store. But even then, and he did say, "I'll give you a deal on if you pay cash."
Right.
Todd, you got the link.
All right, Todd. People, you can't picture saying the F word. Chris, Angie.
Stupid
Wow.
store mofo. Freaking reckon. I can't believe anybody would do that to you.
Oh, we all got to deal with some douchebags sometimes.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, that's craziness.
That's
Okay,
some low life.
Guys, you didn't even catch that one. Good.
Low life.
I heard it.
low life. Man, that guy could sit on a dime and swing his legs. That's low. Dang.
Oh, man.
I thought I had it bad. I went to a private pick yesterday and I offered $125 for the stack of stuff I piled up. And he came back at $250. I was like, shut up. And then I paid him $220.
Oh, So you obviously didn't argue enough. You said 125.
Well,
You said 250, and you met at 220. You need to work on your negotiations there, Todd. That doesn't work.
I did a bad job of negotiating. Except I've already sold a couple of pair of shoes there was in the deal, so I'm back up. I'm making it up quick, but yeah. Anyway, I got a video out about it right now, but nobody watches my videos, but that's okay. Oh, Kinetic Energy watched my video. Thanks, Kinetic Energy. You're awesome.
Is this a pity party or a rant, man?
I mean, I can relate. I can relate to Chris, man. Offered 125 and he made me pay 220. Dang. So whatever. So how y'all been otherwise?
Like I said, that guy lost my business. I won't even go back into see if anything to do, because you can see, well, when I do have the money, I'm gonna go back to the people like that guy I saw this earlier. It has the cups for $2 or $5. That, granted, they may sell on eBay too, but he always respected me. He listened to what I had to say. He didn't talk much back to me to build up our rapport, but I tried.
Yeah. Well, maybe he just didn't like you, Chris. You know, who knows? There are people out there that, you know, hey, he just didn't want to sell anything to you.
I don't like Chris either, but that didn't keep me from hanging out in his chat.
Right. See, but yeah, exactly. I can't even remember the guy's name when I'm not here. So.
Yeah, my co-host couldn't even remember my name on another show.
Oh.
Well, you know, it's total flush, man. As soon as I'm off, it's like, shoo, get rid of all that. You know.
You guys are awesome. I love this chat.
Yeah, I know. We got some crazy nuts. Huh?
It wasn't necessarily good. Like I said earlier, I don't know if you caught it. One of the games was a handheld game of the gold Yahtzee, which I know it's down in the tank, but that's the first time I even saw it anywhere. Anyway, $350 for that, and then you had a unsealed, swimming full Marvel double deluxe, whatever it's called, game. They changed the price right in the front of me from $4 to $6.99 while I was still debating what I was going to do.
You know what? I think I would have done. I would have taken a pen out and scratched out his $6.99 and put $4 on it again. I think I would have done that.
Yeah, we all need to carry magic markers around with us at sales and just mark our own price on whatever we feel like.
There you go. That would be awesome.
Oh, man. Or mark it up to $10 and see what he does. All right.
You know, Mike,
come in.
All right. Mike just thought I was cool toads. What in the hell, Mike?
That's funny.
I mean, you know, I used to have a little respect for you, but I do actually. I have one around here somewhere.
I think it's the red hair that you have. It kind of resembles Cool Toad's red or orangey. What was that hat he used to wear? That's funny.
It was a troll hat.
Yeah.
I'll be right back, Chris. Hold on.
Well, Mike, the funny thing is, my show started, well, my one show, the art show, originally started with Cool Toads and Miss Cool Finds as my co-host.
Ah.
So.
Yeah. They're pretty neat folks. I like Cool Toads.
And Lonnie thinks him and Mike and Glenn ruined my channel from being on Sunday. Nah, you didn't ruin it.
They've ruined it. I need to wear a mask. Yeah, garage flips. You just...
Is that better?
Those Louisiana guys better not start getting on me, or I'll come over the border and there it is.
Opa!
There it is, the Broncos. Oh man.
Well, there you go. See, Mike? There you go.
Yeah, if I put that on, then I would have hair. But since I don't, okay, somebody else can come in. I'm out of here.
All right, come on in, somebody.
Anybody else want to come in and give us your either an experience you had or your opinion on what I did or what you would have done differently?
Yeah, come on in. Somebody give him some good, comebacks or for when he goes back in. Tanya, I would ship it to you, but I don't think it'd get there by tomorrow at school. Said her daughter needs it for her crazy hat day.
I don't think the Broncos will go over too well in Texas.
Why? They're a much better team than any team in Texas. Come on.
Yeah, but Texas is cowboy country.
Like I said, they're so much better than any team in the Texas area. Hey, Mike. Ooh, I don't know. He says he's watching naked. Yesterday when you went on, I actually got dressed so that I could come on your show. So what the hell? Throw a damn shirt on and come on and give Chris some ideas. Yeah, Nathan, come on in. Nathan says, do you want to know what I think?
Sure, I'll send Nathan the link.
10K on the basis. Wait, you guys list naked? That's hot.
Okay, I think this keeps going a little further away. All right, Nathan, you get the link.
So, whew, that's hot. So, let's see, what do we got on anybody else in here? Let's see, yeah, then open a 55-gallon of whoop on you, Swamp.
Okay, Henry, that's a little too far, okay? Just
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Yes, sir.
And I ain't messed up and left the other one on?
Nope.
Can't see you, but we can hear you. Oh, I can see you over here, but not over here.
Well, I don't know what the heck's going on.
I can see you and hear you, so.
Okay, well, let's just be there.
So you're fine this week.
All right.
Heck, I'm learning. It's hard to teach. They say sometimes you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but all I say is it depends on the dog.
Or the trick.
But now you're talking about how somebody treated you at a place you went to. Is that what you said, Chris?
What was that? I was reading the chat.
Didn't you say somebody treated you bad or something?
Yeah, the guy literally in front of me first changed the price on the game from $4 to $6.99 while it was still up at the register, debating if I wanted to buy it.
That was wrong.
Then he asked me 3 times if I was going to buy anything.
That's not good. No, I don't like it.
And I was, I was the only one in the store.
Doing people wrong is not going to get you nowhere. Period.
Exactly.
That is just not going to work for you or anybody else, So that's the way I see it. All right. Now, I think I told y'all before. I had this lady jerk something out of my hand, and I didn't let her do it. I told her I'd run over it with the truck, but she wasn't taking it home with her. Now, I have never really experienced too much of that. But one time up in North Carolina, I had somebody change the price on me, like in a flea market thing. Oh, you're a reseller. Okay, well then it's $20 instead of $15. I said, well then you can just keep it. I walked on. You know, there's plenty of stuff out there for everybody, but that was no way to treat nobody. None at all. I have one similar situation, many bunches of how long at a time? Yep, long. Yeah, way back yonder. That I went to my uncle's electronics store back when Craig Road Rated receivers was good. And I don't even know if Craig makes them anymore. And I picked out the one I wanted, and it had I think it was 169 or something like that, or 139, but it's like a $400 radio. So I called my uncle over. I said, I'd see this here's wrong price and everything. He said, it may be, but the price that's on there is what the price you're paying for it if you want it today. If you want it, that's what you get it for. As soon as you walk out of the store, it's going to get changed. But you don't do that in front of people, you know. So how y'all week been going?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good.
All right, mine been doing pretty good too. I messed up though yesterday. Put some stuff on sale. Actually put the whole store on sale, and I had to stop that real quick. Like I ended up moving a lot of product, but a couple of things I moved, like a TI-84 Plus. It went for $48, which
wow,
you know that's cheap, you know. But I didn't lose, and the thing I didn't lose on, but it was not a good deal. I had a pair of the Doc Martens Industrial with the steel that goes over the laces, and somebody picked them up for $48.99. But you know, I paid $10.99, so I didn't lose, but it wasn't what I should have got. So I'm learning still. I'm an old man. You know, it's hard to teach somebody what to do something, you know. But I've been having a lot of good. I got one guy that works with me, and he is so much better at the computer part, fast-wise, and doing descriptions. My descriptions, S-U-C-K, that four-letter word. You know, look at the pictures, you'll see what you get. Well, that's not exactly the description they want, you know. So, but other than that, we're doing good, you know. Doing good down here in Florida. It's hot, though. They're hot and humid. I am allergic to sweat. I mean, it just makes me feel all kind of bad and everything, Joe. You know,
hey, Nathan?
Yes?
I don't want to hear it, man. It snowed last night here.
Oh, man, I wish I was there. I love the snow. And I tried to explain to somebody. Some folks you just can't explain something to, you know. There is a difference between dry snow and wet snow. And people say, no, they're not. I said, yes, there is too. Wet snow, if you walk out in it, you walk back in your house, you're wet. Dry snow, you can walk in it and walk into a building or whatever shape, and it's gone. Well, you know, most folks down here in Florida don't know nothing about no snow anyway, you know. So, but yeah, one night, if y'all want me to, I'll come. I don't know a lot to say, but you know, I could tell them about my friend Andy and all that, you know. And let me tell y'all something right quick, like, and then I'll get out your way. But I had this guy I knew. His name was Bubba. Bubba come home one day and told his wife, he says, honey, I got a problem. Don't know what I'm going to do about it. Problem is, I know everybody there is to know in the whole world. She said, well, honey, that's impossible. There's no way you can know everybody that's in the whole world. That's just not. But if I tell you that much, I know this well-known psychiatrist. We can go see him. We talk to him. So they went to the psychiatrist. Psychiatrist said that's not possible, but you know what the heck, we'll see. So first time he called him, he says, Bubba, Willie Nelson is coming to town, and we go see him, prove you don't want no Willie Nelson, that ends your problem. He said, all right, no problem. They went and see Willie Nelson. He come out there, Whiskey River, take my mind. How you doing? It's been a long time since I've seen you. Well, psychiatrist didn't know what to say. He said, well, come back and see me in a month and we'll figure it out. Well, it was back when Bill Clinton was in the office, you know. So he called him up and he said, Bill Clinton's coming to do a show, talk, and we'll go. I've been knowing Bill a long time, but we'll go anyway. So they went, and Bill come out there and he said, ladies and gentlemen of the press, and hey, Bubba, I ain't seen you in a while. How you been? He said, I've been all right, Bill, you know. So the psychiatrist, he just didn't know what to do. He said, let me call you when I set up something. 6 months later, he gets a call. I got it figured out. He said, well, what we going to do? He said, we going to the Vatican and see the Pope. I know good and well the Pope don't know who you are. He said, all right, no problem. They went over there, and they was in this big, huge crowd of people everywhere. Bubba was standing there with the psychiatrist. Next thing you know, psychiatrist looked around. Bubba's gone. Where in the world Bubba go? About this time, the Pope and the Bubba walked out together on the balcony. All of a sudden, they looked down there, and the people just scattered, moving out of the way and everything. And that psychiatrist was laying on the ground. He done fainted. They finally got him up and everything. He said, did it surprise you that much that I know the Pope? He said, no, it didn't surprise me that much. It all happened. He said, when that fella behind me snapped me on my shoulder and asked me who the hell there it was up there with Bubba, now that sure surprised me.
Oh my goodness.
But this is more of a reseller show, and I don't guess I've got nothing to do with reselling, you know. But y'all have a good evening. I got to pack about 14 orders. I think I've sold 213 this month so far. So that's not too bad. I've been rolling, you know, and picked up a lot of good stuff at this one thrift store I went to today. You know, anytime I see that name Breville and it's in a box, it's going to get checked. That is a good selling brand. KitchenAid is good. The blenders sell real good, you know. I picked up a lot of odds and ends. Pack of car shades that go on to a Chevrolet. I looked them up. They're $59. They had $3.99 sticker on it. Well, I bought them. But that one, there's lots of thrift stores here in Pensacola, but the one that I frequent the most, if I see something the price isn't something I can do with, I'll talk to him. 99% of the time I can do that for you. You know? So, but y'all have a good evening, and we'll talk at y'all later. And I'm going to go back to the other channel unless y'all got any questions.
No, I don't have any questions. In fact, Barry Tubwell wants to come in, so.
Okay, well, I'm going to go back to the other thing and turn this and off. Yeah, that's how I do that, ain't it, right? I turn this and off and turn the other one back on.
Yeah, you should have it already going.
Okay, all right.
See ya.
Let me get out. All right, have a good one.
Have a good one.
All right, Barry, you got the link. Come on in and give us your opinion on what's on the topic about this rant. That's not really a rant anymore since I talked it out. Okay, you're frozen there, Dwayne. Yeah, I think Dwayne's frozen. Anybody can still hear me? We still here? Oh, there's Dwayne.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. As soon as Nathan went out, when Nathan went out, I got kicked too. So, anyway, here I am. Did we get Barry?
I sent Barry the link, so hopefully he heard me say it.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I don't know what happened. As soon when Nathan left, he bumped me too.
Okay, well, wait. I sent Barry the link, and he sent me a picture. What the heck? Oh, he's in the car. I don't know if that can work. Oh, let's see what he says here.
I can't get it to work on my cell phone, but I'll be home in like 5 minutes, and then I'll just continue from there.
All right, Barry. We'll see you in 5 minutes then. Anybody else want to come in while Barry's getting home? For people that didn't hear that, Barry said he can't get in on his phone. He's gonna be on his way. He's on his way home. He should be home in about 5 minutes.
There you go. Oh, let's see.
Hey, welcome to Reseller After Dark. Hey, well, it's a long time no see. I'm doing fine. I got lots of shows for you to watch now. Now you know I'm still around. So, Dwayne, what would you have done? Let's say you were still here visiting, and we went in together, and you saw that happen.
Ooh, I don't know. I don't know how I would have reacted. You know, I know I wouldn't have. You know, had I had anything, I would have just dumped it.
What? You're back, Todd.
I'm here till Barry gets here. I hate a late Barry. I can't stand a late Barry. Okay, bye.
Yeah.
Man, we might be calling him a troll after that. Jeez.
No, he's had to call me another Henry.
Oh, another Henry. Yeah, double dipping. So, anyway, I don't know what I would have done. I know I wouldn't, had I been buying anything, I would have left it right there on the counter and walked out. You know, I talk a big game, like I'd, you know, bitch slap him or something, but I probably wouldn't actually do that. But you know, I probably would have said something, you know, just, you know, that's just not the way to run a business, you know? So
I think I might have said something, might have said something if somebody else was there, only because I don't know how they're going to react. Especially the way he was treating me already. If I all of a sudden start raising my voice, who's to stop him from wanting to start a fight?
what's wrong with that?
I'm not risking my life over $7 of product.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Jeez, why you got to be all logical and stuff?
Because that's my nature.
Yeah, I know. I got you.
How many times have I said stuff to you and you said, when you were here, we were talking about something and I said something, you're like, like I ruined your fun about what you were talking about.
Yeah, it's yeah, I don't know what I would have done.
Chris, 10K said it's the first live show he's caught of mine, so.
Nice, yeah. Let's see. I know one thing for sure. I'd never shop at that store again. Yeah, absolutely. Dang, he's like kinetic energy. I think 10K, we'll save that for another day. Since we're only going to go for about an hour, but next one we can always do a nightmare buyer story. So.
Well, I don't have a nightmare buyer because even when I was doing the reseller, at the yard sale, at the flea market, I the only bad customers were I actually didn't catch them. People that were stole a couple of and 64 handles, controllers.
Right, right. I'm sure you may not, but I'm guessing that people in the chat probably have had crazy eBay buyers. So I've had one or two. I mean, nothing that I would, you know, just crazy, not all that bad. So
Angie said she would ask for the manager. Something told me he was the manager, the way he had the cell phone looking things up and doing whatever he was doing in the back.
oh, he meant buyers in the store.
Yeah, I haven't seen any bad buyers in the store. Like I said, and if I did, I didn't pay attention to it. So if it doesn't affect me, I'm not really going to pay attention to something's going on unless it's somebody I know.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had anything like that happen in a store. So let's see, what was I going to say?
Lonnie said he had a buyer ask him if a PS2 could play PS3 games.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. I saw that. Forward compatible. That is pretty funny. Oh, Lisa might have the answer. She said maybe he had a girl back there and you were interrupting. You know, that could be it. You never know, man.
Well, unless she was on her knees, I would have heard some sort of noise, I'm sure. Because right where his sealed gates are is right by the back window, the back room. So
crazy. Let's see.
And while we're waiting for Barry to pop in, in regards to the PS3 and PS2, from what another post, PlayStation said that you can buy. Somebody said that PS2s are now backwards, forward compatible, however you want to work it. So PS4 can play them, but they're not for the discs themselves. You have to buy the activity and buy the game or stream it through the Play Now option.
Gotcha.
So I didn't say that on the post, but I figured I'd say it now so people might catch this later. Say PS4 can play PS2s. How? Since PS4 is the last I knew, it was supposed to be online all the time or something to that effect.
Yeah. That you'd have to talk to the video game gurus. Because my son has an Xbox One, and about half the stuff he did when he upgraded was not. None of the stuff was backward compatible, so he had to actually go buy a lot of the stuff again. So crazy. Let's see. We got 43 people that are actually listening to you rant, man. Look at that.
Oh, let's see. Slick Flip said, I seen a lady flip out in Goodwill because they didn't have change for a $100 bill 5 minutes after the store opened.
Nice. Brian the Oakbrook Picker said, I knocked an old lady in the head with the top of a big igloo cooler that was high on a shelf and flipped open by accident. When I tried to lift it, I felt horrible. This is crazy. that would be bad, you know. Somebody in a noggin. What about you, Lonnie? You want to come join us for a few?
Yeah, because I'm trying to get Barry time, and we got 5 minutes left. So he said it's going to take about 5 minutes to get home and get it in, so on his computer. So I want to give Barry the option to get in and give us his opinion.
Oh, one other thing, Mr. Kinetic Energy, I won a whatever the heck, what do they call those? Contest on the Cajun Pickers show. And so today when I got home from my business trip, I did get the mail and knife that I had won did show up. Thank you very much, Mr. Kinetic Energy. So I will try not to cut myself or any other person, but no promises. Especially if somebody treats me like they treat Chris. So, hey, Barry, how are you?
Hey guys, I'm here. I made it.
So
Sorry I'm late.
Man, look at you.
So here's what I wanted to say about this stuff, right? Quick story. I went to a yard sale back in 2001, and there was this picture of like it was a picture of Marilyn Monroe. Yeah, Marilyn Monroe, right? Nice picture. And there was two guys running the yard sale, and one guy was like, I was like, how much is it? He's like $5. And I said, I don't know. So I looked around and looked around. And then I was getting ready to go. And then I asked, that guy was busy. And then I asked the other guy, I said, well, would you take $2 for it? And he's like, yeah, okay, cool. Right? So I gave him $2. And as I'm walking towards the car, the first guy ran down on me, man, snatched the picture out of my hand and said, no, you can't have it for $2. It's $5. And just walked off. Right?
Wow.
Now, here's the thing. I was about 2 weeks out of prison at that time. So my temper was very, 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 very short. I was on parole. And in California, you can sneeze and get a parole violation.
Right.
Right? So I had to make a decision, a split decision at that time. How should I react to this? You know what I mean? And what I did was I went and got my little $2 back, and I moved on, because it was like, I don't even want to say anything to this person because it could escalate so quick. And that's just the thing that you guys have to remember, is when you get into a situation, it can go someplace where you can't even control it. So mostly it's best to walk away if you can walk away, if you got that option. That's
Right.
my 2 cents on it, man.
Yeah, that's probably true. I agree with you. It's probably better that way, but sometimes, you know, you just get pushed to that limit sometimes. So
It doesn't feel good. It didn't feel good, but you know what? I could have still been in there. You know what I mean? I could have still
that's
been
true.
You know what I mean? And it certainly wouldn't have been worth it 16 years later, you know? So,
Right. Hey, so I got a question for you.
Yeah.
When did you become Sasquatch? I mean, where did all this come from? I mean, you got the beard, it's like grown overnight. You got the hair that's growing back really nice.
I don't fucking know.
Hey, there's your F-bomb.
I had to let you off the hook. My stuff just grows really, really quick. So, you know, I'll cut this off, and then in a couple of weeks I have the throwback. So, yeah, man. All right, man. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Well,
Yeah,
thanks for
have a
popping
good
in.
one.
Yeah.
See ya.
Well, getting near the end, unless somebody else wants to come in and ask and do it or whatnot, I'll let you in. Like, we don't have an. I'm thinking maybe Sunday we'll talk about Dwayne's Idaho trip for a little bit. I don't have an actual topic yet. Hopefully, he can figure something out from when he was up that way.
And Idaho, I'm sorry to say it, but Idaho Falls and the Idaho Falls area is rather boring. So, but we'll figure it out. We'll come up with something.
And if not, we may not have a show because there's no changes on our challenge yet. So,
Nope. Yeah, our challenge is still going, guys. But there has been no movement. Both mine and Chris's items have been listed. I believe that Roxy has gotten a bunch of her research done and should be listing pretty soon. So
by the weekend.
By the weekend, okay. So there we go. It'll be. So hopefully we'll be picking up some sales and being able to, update you guys.
And in regards to the last Sunday show, I've just thought about this. Since the guys challenged us, they'll have to get together, whether it be in a private hangout or whatnot, and figure out how we're going to hammer out this contest for starting in June.
Right. Yeah. We haven't got the lawyers involved yet, but, write up your contracts, fellas, and send them my way so we can get our guys to sign off on it.
Lisa wants to know what the challenge is. A couple of weeks ago on a Sunday night, the Sunday after Dwayne visited the Denver area, we came up with a challenge of a $5 challenge. My wife, myself, and Dwayne had $5 to buy however many items we wanted to for that price and that under that amount. We're gonna list it and we're gonna see how far and how much we can get. We're not gonna have a time limit. We're just going for it. Since he's gonna be on the show for a while, I hope he's not gonna get bored of doing this co-hosting stuff. So we're gonna see.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, I'm gonna see how far we can go and how much we can make. We start, like I said, starting at 5, no limits. So.
Oop. Otis wanted to say hi. Look up here, Otis. Right here. Otis, right here. Otis.
And speaking of the Cajun guys, they're on tomorrow night. And
They are? They have a show?
Yes, it's weekly now, and it's at 7 o'clock Mountain Time, so 8 o'clock Central and 9 o'clock Eastern. Same time as most of the good shows. Well, I shouldn't say good shows. Most of the shows start. the good TV time. So.
You want to stick around for an after show or no?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick around for a little bit of an after show. Anybody wants to come in, I'll send the link. If you don't already have it, I'll send it into the chat, and then we'll see you there. And we'll see what we're gonna come up with for Sunday. Maybe a surprise. Heck, we might have a sale before now and Sunday.
Maybe. Hopefully.
So, talk to y'all Sunday night. One way or
See
the
ya.